Welcome back my YouTube channel Worth Old Coin Value, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and their fascinating value. Today, we have something truly special to explore. The coin South Africa 2-cent coin from 1990. This small coin packs the big punch in the world of collectors. And today, we'll find out why it might just be worth $6,800. So, if you're a fan of coins or just curious about the value of older currency, stay tuned because we have a lot to uncover. Let's dive in first things first. Let's take a closer look at the 2-cent coin itself. The coin was part of the South African currency series that began circulating in 1961, and it carries some interesting features that make it stand out. The 2-cent coin from 1990, specifically, is a key player in our discussion on the obverse. We have a portrait of former South African President Jan van Riebeeck, who is known for his role in the establishment of Cape Town back in the 1600s. This image is iconic because it reflects South Africa's rich history and its connection to its colonial past. On the reverse, you'll notice the depiction of a pair of Springbok antelope, a national symbol for South Africa. This symbol is a tribute to the country's rich wildlife and natural beauty. The 2-cent coin was produced in brass, giving it that golden yellow hue. The year 1990 was a pivotal time in South African history. This was the year Nelson Mandela was released from prison, marking the beginning of the end of apartheid. For numismatics, this period is interesting because currency from this time is often tied to political and historical shifts. In 1990, the South African economy was in a state of flux. With apartheid crumbling and the nation on the brink of major changes, the coins from this era carry a certain historical weight. For collectors, owning a 2-cent coin from 1990 is like holding a piece of history. Now, let's talk about the value of this coin. As of recent market trends, a South Africa 2-cent coin from 1990 can be worth upwards of $6,800. Depending on a few key factors. So, why is this coin worth so much? Let's break it down. One of the main reasons behind this high valuation is rarity. The 2-cent coin from 1990 was minted in limited quantities. This was the last year that the 2-cent coin was produced before South Africa transitioned to a new currency series in the 1990s, making it a key date for collectors. Additionally, many of the coins from this year were circulated widely, meaning that finding one in mint or near mint condition is rare. A coin in excellent condition with no visible wear, scratches, or discoloration is incredibly valuable. When it comes to determining the value of a coin like this, there are a few key factors to keep in mind. The first is the coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect. A coin in mint state, often referred to as MS, will fetch a much higher price than a coin that has been heavily circulated. Next, we have rarity. As we discussed earlier, the 1992 cent coin was one of the last of its kind, making it scarce. Coins from the early 1990s, especially those with errors or imperfections, tend to be more valuable to collectors. And finally, there are a lot of numismatic collectors out there who are specifically looking for South African coins from this era. The historical significance, combined with their rarity, makes them highly sought after in auctions and coinshows.so. Where can you find this valuable 2-cent coin? Online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic marketplaces are great places to start. You might also find these coins in coin shops or at specialized auction events. When buying or selling rare coins, always make sure to check the seller's reputation and look for certificates of authenticity. If you're selling, you can even get your coin graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, which will help you get the best price. If you're new to coin collecting and you want to get your hands on this 2-cent coin, here are a few tips to help you get started. First, always do your research. Learn about the history, the minting process, and the significance of each coin. This will not only make you a better collector, but will also help you spot valuable coins. Second, invest in proper storage. A good coin album or holder will protect your coins from damage, which can significantly affect their value. Lastly, Join online coin communities or local coin clubs where you can exchange information and even find new coins to add to your collection. To sum it up, the 2-cent South African 1990 coin is a fantastic piece of history. The coin South African 1-cent coin from 1986. This seemingly small coin has quite a story behind it, and it could be worth something much more than you think. If you're a coin enthusiast, history buff, or simply interested in discovering the hidden treasures in your coin jar, this video is definitely for you. So grab a seat, and let's take a closer look at the 1986 South African 1-cent coin. And by the end of this video, you might just look at your spare change a little differently. Let's get started first. Let's take a close look at this coin. The 1986 South African 1-cent coin features a beautiful and detailed design. On the front, we have the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, a key figure in South Africa's colonial history. He's the founder of the first European settlement in South Africa. The reverse side of the coin features a striking design of a protea flower, which is one of South Africa's national symbols. In terms of composition, the 1986 1-cent coin is made of bronze and weighs just 1.5 grams, with a diameter of 16.5 millimeters. Despite its small size, it's a coin that carries a lot of historical weight and significance. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a 1-cent coin, right? But wait, there's more. This coin has a history that's rich, and in some cases, its value has skyrocketed in the right market. Now, let's talk about the historical context behind this coin. The year 1986 was quite a time in South Africa. The country was going through major political changes, and apartheid was still in effect. This was the last decade before the end of the apartheid regime, and the country was experiencing tension, protests, and international sanctions at SO. The 1986 1-cent coin was minted during a period of great national and global change. It's not just a piece of currency. It's a piece of South Africa's history, representing a unique moment in time. It's a tangible item that tells a story of how South Africa was evolving politically and socially. Imagine holding a coin that was circulating during such a turbulent time. It's almost like holding a piece of the past that connects you to the country's struggle and eventual change. Okay, now let's talk about rarity. In the world of numismatics, a coin's rarity plays a big role in determining its value. And here's where things get interesting. While most people would assume that this coin would be worth very little, that's not entirely true. The 1986 1-cent coin is considered somewhat rare due to several factors. First, many of the 1-cent coins minted in the 1980s were taken out of circulation in the 2000s when the South African government decided to phase out the 1-cent and 2-cent coins due to inflation and their low purchasing power. But what makes the 1986 coin particularly interesting is its low mintage in comparison to other years. Collectors often seek out coins from years when fewer were produced, and this scarcity can increase its value. Add to that the historical significance of the coin, and you've got a piece that's highly coveted by collectors worldwide. So, the rarity of the 1986 1-cent coin, combined with the historical context, makes it an intriguing item for collectors looking to complete their South African coin collections. Now, let's get into the million-dollar question. How much is this 1986 1-cent coin actually worth today? Well, the value of the coin can vary based on a few factors. Its condition, whether it has been well preserved, and where you're selling it. In general, a 1986 South African 1-cent coin in circulation condition might be worth around 50 cents to $1. But here's where it gets interesting. If the coin is in mint or uncirculated condition, it could be worth a lot more. Some rare 1986 1-cent coins have even sold for up to $50 or more, depending on the auction and buyer interest. Now, if we look at the value in South Africa, due to the inflation and the fact that these coins are no longer in circulation, collectors are often willing to pay a premium for this small but mighty piece of history. So, if you've got one of these coins in great condition, you could be sitting on a nice little hidden treasure. So, how can you assess the value of a 1986 1-cent coin? Well, here are a few things you'll want to consider. 1. Condition. Is the coin in good shape, or does it show heavy wear? Coins in pristine or near mint condition fetch much higher prices. 2. Mint marks. Some coins have a mint mark that identifies where they were produced. The 1986 1-cent coin might not have a significant mint mark, but it's still worth checking. 3. Rarity. As we mentioned before, the rarer the coin, the more valuable it might be. 4. Provenance. If the coin has an interesting story behind it or came from a notable collection, it could be worth even more. If you think you've got a valuable 1986 1-cent coin, you might be wondering how to sell it. There are a few options. 1. Online auctions websites like eBay are a great place to list your coin and find buyers. Be sure to include high-quality images and a description of the coin's condition. 2. Coin dealers. You could approach a local or online coin dealer who specializes in rare or collectible currency. 3. Coin shows. If you prefer face-to-face transactions, coin shows are a great way to meet collectors and dealers who might be interested in your coin. Whatever route you choose, be sure to get your coin appraised first if you're unsure about its worth. Alright guys, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the South African 1-cent coin for 1986. I hope you've learned something new today, whether it's about the coin's history, its value, or how to assess your own collection. So, next time you come across an old coin, take a moment to consider its potential value. You never know what hidden gems might be waiting in your coin jar. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel worth old coin value. See you in the next video.